I wanted to take the time to describe for you my understanding of accountability. The Bible talks about it all over the place, but I've been a part of many accountability groups and stuff, partnerships with other men, and some have worked and some haven't. And I found that the more one dimensional they are, the less likely they are to work. So if it's some kind of a continual habitual sin, pornography or lust or I don't know what other kind of habit, gambling or kind of sorting through a sin in your life, and that's the only thing you ever talk about, it's actually more often than not detrimental. It doesn't work. You come together, you pat each other on the back, oh, try harder next time. You don't get anywhere with this thing that we've called accountability. Either that or you're asked to police the other person, and that doesn't work either because you can't be responsible for their actions. All you can do is be a source of support for their decision to change their actions. Now, my understanding of the best way to do accountability and the way this worked for me is to have 4 elements involved. The first of these 4 elements is spirituality. How are you connecting with God? You sharpen each other, as Scripture describes, iron sharpening iron, but not in just one area of your life, all areas of your life. So I found 4, and the first, like I said, was spirituality. How are you doing with God? Where is it you want to go progressively? Where do you want your relationship with God to be into the future? And then you challenge each other with goals that you've set and hold each other accountable by asking, how are you doing with that? What's progressively moving forward in that way? Second is how you're doing as a father and as a husband. Are you treating your wife with respect? Are you loving your children? Are you still taking them out on dates or spending appropriate time? Are you speaking their love language? You talk to each other about your kids and your family. Third, how are you doing at work and in your community? Are you sharing the gospel by your actions, by your words? How are you becoming more of who God's called you to be in the context of the world that is outside of spirituality and family? And fourth, is this. The fourth element becomes your habitual sin if you have one, or some kind of hurdle, some kind of block that you can't get past. And for many it's lust and pornography. For others it's different things, pride, and so on. But you deal with that, and actually it's better, in my opinion and experience, if you have it last on the list. Because the problem with focusing on any one issue is that you can't move past it. You're always focused on it. You can't think about it. I've even heard stories in the past where accountability groups, you'll get together, you'll share, you might have been doing well or poorly, but the minute you leave, that's all you can think about because that's the only thing on your mind. The illustration I've heard best describe this is this. If you want something, say you love a Dairy Queen Blizzard, and you put it out in the kitchen, and you're in the living room, and you are told by the person who brings it to you and leaves it in the kitchen, don't think about it, don't talk about it, don't go look at it, don't you dare taste it because you are on a diet, you're not allowed that Dairy Queen Blizzard. What are you going to be thinking about? He leaves, your accountability's gone, you're going to go right to that kitchen for that ice cream cone or Blizzard or whatever it might be. That's the same thing and same element of accountability that I found doesn't work unless it's the last thing on your list and you're focusing on many other elements like family, community, and spirituality. And so go into your accountability thinking 3-dimensionally or 4-dimensionally, if you will, where you can actually engage on all of those different levels.